All right. So we are all set. We are going to jump right in. First and foremost, welcome everyone. Thank you all very much for taking some time from your day to join us. A quick round of introductions if you're new here and are not familiar with myself and Jeff. My name is Katie, and I am the Customer Success Manager here at PatentBots. And we are so lucky to be joined by PatentBots founder and lead developer, Jeff O'Neill.
Hey everyone.
Jeff and Jeff and I will be taking you all through the webinar today, which is our Patent Bots Top 10 list, favorite 2025 product enhancements. Our development team has been very busy this past year, so the Patent Bots team is super excited to share some of our new enhancements to features as well as a few of our newer products. A few housekeeping items before we jump into the session. Today's webinar is being recorded, and everyone who registered will receive a link to view the recording in a couple of days after we conclude today. Throughout the webinar, we will have the active Q&A chat feature available to ask questions. And then at the end, we will take a couple of those questions live. All right. So with that, we are going to go ahead and jump on into the webinar. The first place that I would like to start is just with a quick product overview. So here at PatentBots, we currently have 6 products that is included in our offerings. And I like to give a high-level overview of each so everyone's aware of the functionality behind each tool. Beginning here with Prep and Pros Pro. Prep and Pros Pro is by far one of our most popular products. And the big idea behind the Prep and Pros Pro tools is there's tons of smart automation within the tool to really help increase efficiency. We can assist with drafting automation, proofreading to identify all of those critical errors, as well as a really great selection of tools to automate a lot of those tedious tasks that come along when you're working with an office action. Just moving right to the next product here, which is PatentPlex. I typically describe PatentPlex as really being a one-stop shop for information about US and European patents. It's an excellent resource tool. And in my opinion, there's a tool for everyone, whether you're an attorney, an administrative support person, if you're prosecuting, litigating. Again, something for everyone. High level, PatentPlex can automatically generate patent family trees. We do prosecution timelines, as well as providing you with a handful of really great claim analysis tools. Next in line here is our examiner stats. Pretty self-explanatory, but there we provide our users with a page for every examiner at the USPTO with different grant rate information, along with some different analytics relating to appeals. And the tool really is there to assist you in making the best decisions possible during prosecution. And I also have customers who really love our examiner stats for managing those client expectations, particularly with those really tough examiners. Down to the bottom row here is the Art Unit Predictor tool. Again, great name choice, very self-explanatory. And what we do there is predict the USPTO groups and art units that a patent application will be assigned to. Within our predictor tool, we show you all of the important words that are used to make those predictions. So ultimately, it gives you, the attorney or the drafter, the opportunity to edit the application prior to filing, and you can steer it towards a more preferred art unit and even away from those, as we know, notoriously difficult business method art units. One of our newest products, and Jeff is actually going to be showing this to you later in the webinar, and we're super excited about it. It is called our Patent Link product. And just high level, I describe it as being a custom alerting and monitoring resource tool. And you can create custom and interactive lists of patents. You can sign up for notifications, for emails with events that are most important to you. Really great for prosecution management, as well as competitor intelligence. And last but certainly not least is our PatentVerse product. You may have experience with the PatentVerse product, as PatentBots is known for our quality rankings. And we do provide a great handful of patent quality information as well as our rankings there within PatentVerse. So that's our nice overview of our product offerings here at PatentBots. Jumping on to the next slide, what we are all here for, we're going to begin with our top 2025 enhancements. And we're going to start within our Prep and Pros Pro tool. So again, that's the drafting, proofreading, and office action tools. And our team has went through and highlighted and chose some of our top as well as our customer favorites. And the first one is our new custom shortcuts for drafting. So this is located in the preferences section. So what I'm going to do is head on over to our website and show you where you can find the new custom shortcuts. Via the homepage from our website, down towards the bottom of the page, right in the middle, is an account section. And through the account page, this brings everyone to their individual user account section. And you're seeing here on the left-hand side, the custom shortcuts. And what this allows you to do is generate any custom shortcut of your choice. It's really meant to help streamline the drafting process and cut out a lot of the manual drafting that you do. So I'll do a quick example here. The shortcut that I'm going to create is CTA. And then in the text box on the right, you just provide the replacement, and that's going to be call to action. I'll go ahead and add that shortcut. But within our drafting tools, anywhere that you use the shortcut followed by 2 slashes, PatentBot's drafting tools are going to automatically do that replacement within the Word document. So again, helping you streamline the drafting and really cut out some of that manual drafting. It's also helpful if there's a particular sentence or even part of a paragraph that you use throughout many patent applications. Instead of manually typing that in each time, you can create your own shortcut. All right. So backing up to the slide, next feature enhancement here within Prep and Pros Pro. So previously, for our generation tools and our Gen AI functions, we were utilizing OpenAI. However, one downfall there was we were not able to obtain zero data retention. So more recently, our team has switched to the AWS Bedrock Llama models, which do provide zero data retention. This means no storing of data for misuse or abuse monitoring. Nothing is stored within those functionalities. It is all now zero data retention. Our Gen
Yeah,
AI function,
I
go
just
ahead.
want to add in,
But
so it's actually zero data retention from AWS, like they don't store anything. And in addition, PatentBots, we don't store anything. So there's nothing stored anywhere with that.
yep. And just a quick note on the Gen AI functionalities. They do require a subscription administrator to enable it. And that can be done via this home page here through the subscription admin page. There is a section under the settings to go ahead and enable the Gen AI tools. And you'll notice here there are actually 2 separate categories for our generation tools, using Gen AI for drafting, and then we have another portion where we use Gen AI for non-drafting. So this is all accessible for enablement via a subscription admin. All right, moving right down the list. Next in line is our expanded flowchart generation for your method claims. And this is going to be located inside of the drafting automation tools. So to show that, I'm just going to pop open a Word document. This is a partially drafted application. As you may or may not know, the drafting tools are accessible through this super easy to install Microsoft Word add-in. And here I'm just going to be opening up those drafting tools. And on the last tab to the right here, which you can see is the Generate tab. I'm going to make this a bit bigger for us. On the right-hand side of the drafting panel, you see this section, and it relates specifically to our flowchart tools. We have an option to generate flowcharts using PowerPoint or Visio. And just below these two functions, you're going to notice a claim drop-down section. So previously, we used to only use your first independent method claim. With the recent enhancement to the tool, this allows you to select all of your claims. So that's exactly what I have selected here. And again, a PowerPoint or Visio option for flowchart. I'll go ahead and just demonstrate with our PowerPoint. And the tool will, of course, open up a new PowerPoint file for us. And this generates your flowchart using all of your claims. All right. So
Hey,
for the
hey, Katie,
last, yeah,
sorry to interrupt. I was just thinking,
no,
since we have the Word document open, do you want to quickly show them how the custom shortcut works?
sure. Yeah. So let me go, I'll just go to I can do it right here.
Yeah.
So I'll just use the one that I created, which was the CTA. So I'm doing it here at the end of paragraph 6. I typed in that shortcut and I follow it by 2 slashes. And again, PatentBots is going to do that nice autocomplete for the typing shortcut. Thanks, Jeff. That was
Sure.
a great time to
Mhm.
demonstrate that. All right. So moving on to the last two enhancements within Prep and Press Pro, I am going to hand it over to Jeff, and he's going to talk about some of our OA response shell generation.
Cool. Thank you, Katie. Yeah, so we can go to back to the website. And on the left, we have our OA admin tool. And you can select a cloud. We can just select AWS. And then we need to enter an application number. So I think the one that we usually use is the 16805. Do you have a shortcut for that one? Yeah, so
I
just
do.
yeah. So for Office Action Admin, the way it works is this is the start page. And to get started with the tools, all you do is enter the application number of the application that you're working on. And then we bring up the tool for that application. And you can see that we also save the recent ones at the bottom. So the first one at the bottom is the one that we frequently use for demos. So we can just click that one and we'll go to the Office Action Admin page for that particular patent application. And so I'm going to show you our new and improved Office Action Response Shell generation. And we did a ton of work on this tool over the course of the year, and our customers are really loving it. So the way it works is you have a template for your Office Action response, and we have a default one that we have for an example, but you can upload your own, which is tailored to your work, and you can upload as many as you want. Some of our customers might have 10 or 20 templates that they might select for different clients or different situations. So that is our default template. And the next thing we want to do is select the type of the Office Action response. So let's pretend that we are doing a response to a non-final Office action. And in preparing your Office Action Response shell, you need to insert the previous version of the claims, and that is what this next box is for. And you can select either the application as filed, or you can select the previous Office Action Response. And you don't have to do anything to these documents. We know how to parse them. We know how to extract the claims, so we make it nice and easy. So we'll go ahead and select the previous claims, and we have a nice name to make it easy to remember. And then you want to select the practitioner that is going to be working on the office action response. And what we do is from your application number, we automatically get a list of all the practitioners that are already associated with this application. So it makes it really easy to select the one that you need. So we can just select, it doesn't matter, whichever one you like. There we go. And now when we click the Create Shell button, we can go ahead and do that. We're getting all of the data that we need to go ahead and create an office action response. And that is what we have here. So this is a brand new Word document that we just created. And all that stuff in the header is stuff that we automatically filled in for you. So the application number, the applicant, the examiner, the art unit, all that kind of stuff has been filled in. We automatically fill in the proper CFR for, the non-final office action response, the mail stop, things like that. And if we keep scrolling down, another really neat thing that we do is I was talking about selecting the previous version of the claims, and we've now inserted the previous claims into your template. But on top of that, we've done a few very time-consuming things for you. One is we automatically reset all the status indicators. So if it said currently amended in the previous version of the claims, we automatically revert it to previously presented. And then another thing that we do is if there were any amendments in the previous version of the claims, we automatically clean those up for you, which is very time consuming and is very, very error prone as well. So it's really great to automate that whole process. And now we can go down to the remarks section. And what we do here is we basically create an outline of what you need to address in your office action response. So this is a template response. So we have sections for all the different types of rejections you might have to address. And so like, for example, there's no 101 rejection in the office action. So we just tell you, hey, there's no 101 rejection, so you don't have to do this. And it's very easy just to delete these sections that you don't need. But for the rejections that are present, the office action has a 103 rejection. And what we do is we automatically extract what those rejections were and we paste them into your office action response. And typically people are typing these manually and it's super time consuming and tedious. And we just get all of that right in there for you. And we basically take this exact text as it appears in the office action itself. And if we keep scrolling down to the signature section, I just want to point out that we selected a practitioner. So we selected John Monticello and we filled in the name and we've also filled in the registration number and the phone number. And we get both of those from the USPTO records. So this is a really nice time-saving tool. A lot of our clients are loving this. It's saving them a ton of time in creating all their office action responses.
Yes. Your support team will thank you. Okay to close out, Jeff?
Yeah.
Right?
All right. So the next one on our top 10 list is our new feature where we can generate, I guess you call it an arbitrary Microsoft Word form. So it's very similar in concept to the Office Action response templates that we generate. But the idea here is that it is more generic to, any type of Word document that you want to automatically fill. And in particular, this is very useful for declaration and assignment documents. And Katie, I just added that new template there in case you're wondering where that came from.
Okay.
Yeah, because I thought it was a good example. So as before, you can upload Word templates, and we have a nice declaration and assignment form template there. Again, you can select a practitioner. So we can just select whichever one we like. I think we actually don't need a practitioner for this form, but we might as well select one.
Sure. We'll go with our friend John again.
And now when we go ahead and do the generate word form, we are filling in that template to give you a declaration and assignment document that you want to send to your inventors. So it's similar in that we fill in all the details like the docket number, the title, things like that. But one really cool special thing that we do here is that we have an inventor block, if you want to highlight that whole block. And we can repeat that block for each inventor of your patent application. So this patent application has three inventors. So we automatically repeat that block 3 times and we insert the inventor name into each block. And you have a complete law on the law firm side document that you can now send to inventors to have the inventors sign this document and send it back. And another cool thing, you can even put a page break inside of that inventor block. And then each inventor block will be on a standalone page. Because sometimes when inventors are signing these, they might just print out the one page with their signature and scan it and send it back to you. And it just makes easier to, coordinate all the pages together that way. So this is another thing that is saving your support staff a ton of time.
Mhm. Excellent. All right, let me go back to admin. Great. So that actually covers everything, the top 10 related to Prep and Pros Pro. We are going to move right along to the next product, which is PatentPlex. And I have to be fully transparent here. PatentPlex probably is one of my most favorite patent bots tools. Just again, for that simple fact that there's really something for everyone. And I could not be more excited to share that we have exportable family trees. This has been on my personal wish list for, I will say, many years. And we're really excited to bring this to our customers. It's been a request from our customers. And again, we're super excited to be able to finally provide that to you. So we will jump right in to PatentPlex, and I will show you the exporting of patent family trees. All right. So again, I am accessing this just right from the website. This is the starting page for PatentPlex. And to begin accessing all of the features within the tool, you're going to start here in the search box with a patent number. And just below, you'll see all of the different formats that you can use. It can be an app, pub, grant, PCT, as well as a European patent. So I'm going to go ahead and start typing in a patent number. And the cool thing about PatentPlex, you'll see that we offer suggestions. So whether you want the application, I want the grant. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that punctuation. You'll notice we are here on the Overview tab. And we are going to head right down to the bottom to one of the best graphical tools in many legal tech that I have personally seen. This is our patent family tree. And if we take a quick look at the tree, this patent on the right-hand side, the one that has that dark border, this is the one that I entered on the starting page. And the tree includes family members. We have US provisionals, US patents, PCTs, European patents, as well as foreign patents. And just a really cool tip here for our EPs, they are interactive. So we can click on any European patent. And what that's going to do is take us to the PatentPlex page where we can view all of the information just as we would for any US patent. Going kind of slow, sorry. All right. So I might have to come back to that. But in the meantime, let's get to exporting this patent family tree. So the last option here towards the right-hand side, this is going to be your export to SVG functionality. And we can go ahead and give that a tap, and it's going to open up here in SVG format. And Jeff, this can be converted into other formats. Can you tell everyone what other formats that they can use this
Yeah,
in?
so just to give you a little background on an SVG file, it's a very common file format, and the key aspect of it is that it's a vector format, which means you can zoom in and zoom out as much as you like. So even if you have a family tree with like 500 patents in it, you can zoom in as much as you like to see all the detail in the family tree. So it's a very useful file format for that reason. And there are there are tools that are specific to SVG files. On Mac, I use the tool called Inkscape that allows me to open it, but you can also import the SVG file into PowerPoint. And then once it's in PowerPoint, you have a lot of flexibility to do other things with it. For example, you could send it to your client as a PowerPoint file, or you could convert it to PDF or convert it to a PNG. And for any of those conversions that you do, we still retain this kind of infinite zoom. So even if it's a tree with like 500 patents in it, your client can see all of the details.
Great. All right, so let me X out of that. So that is exporting of the family trees. And I did just want to show that the zoom capability is also here via PatentPlex. You see me zooming in and out of the patent family tree. And again, being able to export these patent family trees is excellent to be able to share that with your clients as well. It's very helpful if you are pitching to a new client. You can pull up the patent family tree and possibly use that in a slide deck. All right. So moving on to the next item, which is our new Gen AI assistant. This is in PatentPlex, and it's used to explore or do a really deep dive analysis into a patent's prosecution history or its entire family and any of the claims. So right back over to PatentPlex, up the page just a bit from that family tree. Over on the right-hand side under Patent Tools is where our new Ask Gen AI function lives. Now, there are two different ways to utilize this feature. The first is by clicking on this patent/IFW button, which allows you to ask generative AI a question about this patent or any of its prosecution history. So you can ask a question about any office action. And let me see if, yep, all right, it came up that time. Thank you, Internet. Taking a look here at the user interface for the Ask Gen AI functionality. The first column is your agent here, where you are able to type in the question that you have about this patent or, again, its prosecution history. At the top of the second and third columns, you'll see the drop down here. So you can go ahead and select here the version of the claims. Go there. A good question that I like to use here is just to ask it to summarize all the office action rejections. And we'll go ahead and send that through. It's not really a question, more of a task. So here, the answer and what it does for me is gives me this really nice, quick, convenient summary of the rejections within the office actions. Jeff, anything else that you like to add here or another question that's a good example?
One thing I like to clarify is sometimes people think that you can only ask questions about the documents that are shown.
Oh, hmm.
But you can ask questions about any of the documents in the dropdown, regardless of which ones appear on the screen. The reason why we show the documents on the screen is that way when you get the answer from the Gen AI agent, it's very easy to compare what the Gen AI agent said against what the documents really say. So the idea is we want to make it very easy for you to verify that the agent gave you a good answer.
Excellent.
Another
Yeah.
question I like to do sometimes is to ask how were the claims amended during prosecution, or what? Yeah, or how about summarize the claim amendments during prosecution?
And you'll notice it does even work with spelling errors. I just wanted to show that it will work with a spelling error.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Yes.
again, yep, go ahead, Jeff.
I would just say then we get just a really nice quick summary of what the claim amendments were. I think this is a good example of tools that are great for like litigation. So if you're in litigation and sometimes in litigation you might have like a ton of patents that are in play early in litigation and you can save yourself a ton of time by coming here and getting quick answers to the questions that you have.
Mhm. Yep. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of that. Why did I do that? Not a good choice. Sorry, bear with me one moment. Over on the right-hand side, next to that patent/IFW button, you'll see another button, which is for asking questions related to the patent or its entire family. So I'll go ahead and click on that. This occasionally takes a little bit longer to load, and the reason being is that we are getting every version of the claims in real time from the patent office. So you can expect that this version of the tool to take a little bit longer. Probably could have used a smaller one to and just to go ahead and show you that same similar concept here with selecting the document here in the drop down, PatentBots has retrieved all of the claim versions here. And you have those again to select. And as Jeff mentioned, you can ask any question about the entire family. It does not matter which one you have selected. And I have heard from my customers that they really like this for large patent families. And when you're trying to find specific subject matter, for instance, if you are looking for, the claims or the patent that covers this ballpoint pen here, you can simply enter that question in and have the generative AI do all of the digging
Mhm.
and deep analysis for you.
Do you want me to
Uh,
come up with a question for you?
Sure.
So
Let's
I
let's do
drafted these applications, so I know the family quite well. Um, so let's say which patents claim performing, performing,
oh
sorry, PR,
preforming.
PER,
Oh,
performing.
performing.
Yeah, sorry. Uh, completions of text.
Which patents claim performing completions of text?
Yep.
All right. It's a nice example of a question. Let's get one.
Yeah, there we go. So there are three patents in the family that have subject matter relating to that. There are three patent claims in particular.
So you could go
Yep. So
essentially you
you can
could
go
bring up the
there and you
claims.
could do
Mhm.
if you do a Chrome search for complete, it'll highlight that word should be present in there. Yeah, there we go. Delete the E at the end.
Oh, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
typing blindly because the
Yeah.
Zoom screen is in the
Yeah.
way. Got
Yep.
it.
So now we can see that this patent indeed does have claims covering that, and it would be a lot of work to go through all the patents manually to verify that on your own.
Awesome. Excellent. Some great use cases there. Thanks for sharing that, Jeff. Okay, and then the last item here within PatentPlex is going to be the ability to download and format patent text as a docx file. So again, right back to PatentPlex under Patent Tools, you will see the download as docx option. Quick little description underneath, formatting patent text as docx. You have the publication or the grant. I'll just go ahead and quickly tap on the grant. And as you can probably guess, we again open up a Word document with the formatted text.
Mhm.
Um, so one use case that this is really helpful for, particularly for staff, is when a case is transferred in and you may not have the electronic copy of the application. And again, instead of searching for that, you can come right here to PatentPlex and you can get that
Mhm.
docx version.
Yeah. Actually, Katie, could you do it for the publication instead of the grant? Because I think that's a
Yeah.
it's a cooler example because we can we'll show the paragraph
Well,
number.
yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So you can see all the paragraph numbers there. So
Yeah.
yeah, so it'd be super tedious to do this on your own, and we save you a lot of time there. I do want to note that we're only handling text. If there's equations or like, chemical formulas, we're not going to get that. But even, just having all the text for you is a huge time saver.
Definitely. All right. Right. So I'm just going to close out of these documents here and head back to our webinar slides. That completes PatentPlex. We will head right in to the next two, which is going to be our Patent Link and PatentVerse products. And I'm going to hand this over to Jeff so he can talk to you a little bit about Patent Link and our interactive patent list.
Awesome. Thanks, Katie. Yeah, so let's go to the website and go to the patent link page. So to start off, I'll explain at a high level what we do. So essentially, we're creating lists of patents, and this is particularly useful for anyone who is doing lists of patents in Microsoft Excel because it's way more convenient than Excel. Um, and it's also more convenient than your IPMS in a lot of ways as well. And there are three types of lists that we let you create. We have a standard list, and this is basically just a list of patents, and we make it very easy to add patents to the list. And we also make it super easy to keep them up to date. You can just click one button, and we go ahead and we get the latest information and update your entire list for you. The second one is what we call a notification list. And this is the same, except we add a little more. And what we're adding is you can request notifications for certain things that happen. And the notifications that we currently have are on the right side of this page here. So the first one is if there's a change in status, you can get a notification. If there's a change in the examiner, if there is a new child application. And then the last one relates to the transaction codes that you see on Patent Center. And you can enter the transaction codes that you care about. So, for example, you could enter CTNF if you wanted to get notified for non-final office actions, things like that. And you can also just enter the word all, ALL, and then we will send a notification for any new transaction code that appears in the history. And we also have some tools to make it to help you find the transaction codes that you care about, and that's in the little question mark there. So there's a nice little article there to help you out. And if you need more, feel free to ask us, and we can help you figure out what transaction codes you want. Yes, let's go back to the other page. So that's the notification list. And then the last one is our quality dashboard. And this is really unique to patent bots because we're doing stuff that really no one else has the ability to do. And what we're doing is we're augmenting your list by adding columns that specifically rate to patent quality. And one example is proofreading errors. So let's actually go to a quality list. Actually, scroll down a
And
little bit to the other shared ones and pick the patent bots one. Might as well use that.
hopefully we don't have any errors.
And we have a few. Yeah, so this is a list of all of PatentBot's patent applications. And actually, if you want to click the update button, we can show them how we made it. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
I
I didn't
think.
mean that. Yeah, sorry, go back to the list. Oh, you can't update it because it's my list.
Mhm.
Um, anyway, let's just go back to the list. So yeah, basically the way that I created this list is I just entered patent bots as the assignee, and it automatically found all the patent bots patents and added them to the
Yeah.
list. So super easy to create lists.
I was just going to show it, Jeff, really quick.
Oh,
I'm sorry if
sure.
you don't. I'll just open up a new tab here.
Yeah.
Um, and then go ahead. You can explain
Okay.
the
Yeah.
adding of
So
patents.
we have four ways to let you add patents to a list. The first one is this is just a text box, and you can paste patent numbers. And these can be application, publication, grant, can be US, can be foreign. And even more recently, it even works for non-public patents. Um, so that way you can have an entire patent portfolio in our list, even including foreign and non-public ones. And the way that the non-public ones work is we allow you to log into Patent Center through patent bots. I think in the interest of time, we'll probably skip over the details, but we make it very easy to enter your Patent Center login information. And then once you do that, we can get data from Patent Center on your behalf, including information about your non-public patents. And then the other methods for adding patents, if you enter a patent number, we can add the entire family. So it's a very easy way to add a whole family. You can add patents by customer number. And the last one is adding patents by assignee. And that's the one I was talking about earlier, where we added all of PatentBot's patents. So I just entered PatentBots in that box and clicked create. Yeah, so let's go back to this example of a quality list. So the first, five or six columns there are the kind that you would expect, numbers, dates, title, inventors, examiner, all that kind of stuff. But the later columns, the one that have the nice little colors in them, are our quality columns. So the first one relates to the duration of prosecution. And the idea there is that we highlight the values in green if things are in good shape, like if you're early in prosecution. But as you get longer in prosecution, they'll turn yellow to warn you, hey, this is starting to take a long time. And if it gets really long, we'll mark them in red just so you know that you probably want to, take some action here to get a resolution. The next claim, the next column, we count the number of claims. And the cool thing here is that we do it for every time the claims change. So if you go down to like, say, the third row, the first one there, those are the as filed claims. The next one, excuse me, are the claims after an office action response. And then the last one is the issued claims. And you can see at each stage, there were 3 independent and 20 total claims. And if you start deviating too far from that, we might put it in yellow or in red. And that way you can be aware, if the number of claims suddenly greatly decreases or increases, that is brought to your attention right away. The next quality column relates to claim length. And this is the number of words in the first independent claim. And what we're checking for here is not just the absolute number of words, but we're looking for changes in the number of words. So, for example, if you have a claim that starts off with 100 words and then it's amended to have 200 words, well, you've doubled the length of the claim and you've probably given up a lot of scope. So, the idea is we want to bring that to your attention. So, for these patents, there were not significant claim amendments, so everything's in green. But if the claims were made longer, you would see the counts in yellow or in red. And then the next one is claim errors. Oh, sorry, that's great to show that, Katie. And one cool thing is if you hover over one of the green boxes, we show you exactly what the claims are. And actually hover in the
Mhm.
next column down, sorry, the next row, hover over the 210. Yeah, so we even show you the claim amendments. So you can see that the claim was
Oh,
amended and you know exactly what those amendments were. So the idea
no.
is we're just trying to make it super easy to get the information you know when you're managing your patent portfolio. And then the next column relates to claim errors. And again, this is for every version of the claims during prosecution. And the three numbers are the number of claim numbering errors, antecedent basis errors, and word support errors. And this just makes it easy to keep track of what's going on. So for example, click down the bottom one, the issue in yellow. Yeah. And when you click on that, we instantly get those versions of the claims and we do the proofreading so you can see exactly what those errors are. And if you click on the word support tab, this is one of our patents. And it looks like the word retrieving for some reason wasn't in the spec. Like maybe we had a different word. So for me, I'm not so concerned about retrieving not being in the spec. But the idea is that you get instant access to exactly what the proofreading errors are, so you can just make it easy to keep track of what's going on in your portfolio. Yeah, let's go back to the list.
Great job. Must have used a proofreading tool for that.
I did. And then the last column, we have a summary of important deadlines. So this is not meant to be a replacement for docketing, but we are showing deadlines that, if ignored, could potentially cause your patent to go abandoned. So the key things, for example, are office action response deadlines, maintenance fee deadlines, notice of allowance, things like that. So it's just a really nice way to make sure that you're staying on top of deadlines that could potentially cause you to lose patent rights if you don't meet them. And then in the last column, you can see we show you when things were last updated. And Katie, if you click the sync button there, we'll go ahead and do an instant update. And you see that everything has now been updated, which is great. So that is the quality list. And let's just briefly go back to the main patent link page. I thought it'd be fun. Down in the shared lists, click the one that has 10 million on the first one there on the left. Yeah. So this is just issued patent number 10 million. And this one has foreign family members. I just wanted to give you a quick overview of what it looks like when you add foreign patents to your patent list. So it's really nice that we have foreign patents and non-public ones.
Great.
Yeah, and I think that is a good summary of Patent Link.
Yes.
And the next one is our PatentVerse product. And PatentVerse has been around for quite a few years, but the big difference this year is in addition to the free data that we provide, we now have a PatentVerse subscription that gives you access to even more data. So let's go to the website, go to the PatentVerse start page, and let's go to the law firm rankings. So every year we rank law firms. Um, Actually, sorry, I meant to do something else. Let's go back.
Oh,
Yeah, let's do that one. Yeah, just it's not
mhm.
easier to explain. So every year we rank law firms based on the average number of proofreading errors in their issued patents, and we make the top 50 law firms public. So if we scroll down a little bit, you can see that we have the names of the top 50, and then after that, we no longer show the names of the law firms. But with a PatentVerse subscription, we'll give you access to the top 50% of the rankings. So there's about 700 law firms in the ranking. So you'll see the top 350 law firms in our quality rankings. We don't show you the bottom half. We might do that in the future, but we think it's best for now just to show the top half of the quality rankings. And then let's go back to the previous page and now click the other law firm rankings button. And another thing that we added this year is in addition to our quality rankings, we also added what we're calling speed rankings. And there's actually four different parts of our speed rankings, and they all sort of are related to how you get patents more quickly. So the first one is the average number of extensions per patent. So let's click the arrow there and sort by that one. And you can see that we show you the top 10 law firms that have the fewest average extensions per patent. And I was really shocked and impressed how law firms can be so good about avoiding extensions. Like basically the top 10 have almost no extensions at all in their patents, which is really great. And so the top 10 here is public. But if you have a PatentVerse subscription, we actually give you access to the entire ranking list. So all the way down from top to bottom, you can see the average number of extensions per patent. The next one we have is the average number of office actions per patent. And again, the top 10 are public, and with PatentVerse subscription, you get the entire ranking. The next one is similar. It's the average number of RCEs per patent. And then the next one, we're calling it a speed ranking. And this is based on the more or less on the average number of days from filing to issuance. So the top 10 have, the quickest, the shortest amount of time from filing to issuance. And again, the top 10 is public, and with a subscription, we will show you the entire list. And then the last column there is our quality ranking, and that is the same quality rankings we were just looking at, where the top 50 firms are public, and then with the subscription, you get access to the top 50%. Well, and I guess for completeness, the very first column rates law firms on the number of issued patents in the year, and that is public for
Mhm.
everybody. And I think that that rounds out our top 10 favorite new features in 2025.
It certainly does. Thank you, Jeff. Thanks for your help in going through all of those and sharing some of the use cases. So next, within the webinar, it is time for our attendees to do some work now, give Jeff and I a little break. We are going to ask that you select your favorite 2025 product enhancement. We are showing a poll. I hope everyone can see that. So if you could just take a minute to select from the poll, that would be great.
Yeah, so it'd be really nice just to hear from our customers um, which one of the top 10 that they like the most. It just gives us nice feedback for what our customers like, and it helps us to sort of focus our efforts for new features that we are going to add in the future.
And we will share the results. All right. So we are taking a look at the poll results. Jeff, can you see them as well?
Yeah, I can see it. I don't know if all the attendees can see it, but if someone wants to put in a question to let us know, that'd be great.
Yeah, so let's see. See if everyone can see it. All
They
right.
can see it. Great. Thank you, Kim.
Thanks, Kim. All right. So it looks like our winner is improved OA shell response generation. Is that correct? Yes,
Yeah.
28%.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so hoping for the patent family trees to win.
Yeah. So close.
Yes, very close. Although I am not surprised, I have lots of great conversations with PatentBot's customers,
Yeah.
and I hear excellent feedback on some of the enhancements there. So thank you everyone for voting. It's very, very good to know. And we will continue to make improvements and enhancements. And that kind of takes us right into the last item on the agenda, which is to highlight and share some of our product roadmap for the upcoming year. And since Jeff is our lead developer, I am going to pass it on to you, Jeff, to kind of go through and tell the attendees some exciting things that are coming.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So this is sort of some of the top things that we're going to focus on in 2026. So we've got three categories here. The first one relates to generative AI, and we do want to expand our Gen AI tools. And the first one, which we've already started, is that in our Word add-in with our drafting tools, we want to add a Gen AI agent inside of the Word add-in that will have access to your patent application and to let you, ask the agent to do things. So you could ask it questions about the draft that you're working on, or you could ask it to draft certain sections of your patent. And I think a key use for that would be like drafting kind of background information. Like let's say you're doing a patent relating to semiconductors or something, and you want like a few paragraphs describing the state of the art and like semiconductor capacitors, stuff like that. I think that's a really nice use of Gen AI while you're drafting. You could also potentially ask it to do more substantive drafting tasks like, draft dependent claims, given your independent claim and your spec. I think that could be a really nice use for Gen AI. So I think that will be a pretty cool one that users are going to get excited about. The next Gen AI tool relates to our Office Action Explorer product, which we haven't mentioned yet today. But the Office Action Explorer product, it basically shows you the office action, it shows you your pending claims, and it shows you the prior art. And we're going to have an agent that has access to all this information. And then you can ask the agent, questions about any of those documents. You could even potentially, ask it for suggestions of things to draft. So, for example, like, draft a response to the 101 rejection. And another cool thing, which I'm really excited about there, is we know your patent examiner, and we can get like other office action responses where like the 101 the 101 rejection was successfully overcome, and that way we can sort of guide the agent to be better at drafting responses that are more likely to be successful with your particular patent examiner. So I think that's going to be pretty cool. And then the last thing, the acronym is BYOP, or Bring Your Own Prompts. We want to make it easy for you to create prompts that you use over and over again. So what we're going to do is we're going to create sort of a bunch of public prompts that you can use, and you can see the actual prompt text. And you can construct your own prompts, upload them to PatentBots, and then like in our drafting tools, they're going to be there. And you can just click a button to use one of your own prompts to say, draft a section of your patent application. And we might even, have a template field so you can like insert things like the claims or like an invention disclosure document, things like that. It'll hopefully be nice, flexible way to create your own prompts. The next category relates to our OA admin tools, which people are really liking. So we want to keep doing more in that area. And one thing we can't do right now is we can't insert information about your client or inventors because we don't have that data. So what we want to do is make it easy for our customers to upload like an Excel spreadsheet that has information about their clients and inventors. And then when we have that information, we can have placeholders for that information and also insert that into your documents. So just to make um, that tool even more efficient and time saving for you. And then the other thing for OA admin is we want to basically complete other PDF forms for you. So currently we generate IDS PDF forms, but there's probably 5 or 6 other USPTO PDF forms that we can fill out for you, and that's something we plan on doing very soon. So just other ways to save you even more time. And then the last one I'm excited about is I think biotech patent attorneys don't get as much attention as they could, and there's not many tools that are directed specifically to their practice. And there's a lot of opportunities there to save time for biotech patent attorneys. And we have some tools already, but we have some good ideas for making them even better. And we'd also love to like help you fill out your ST26 XML files as well. So I think there's a whole lot we can do there to really add a ton of value for biotech patent attorneys. So I think it's going to be a really good year, 2026, and really looking forward to
Jeff's going to be busy, everyone.
it.
Thanks for sharing that, Jeff. Really excited to head into 2026 and get these out to customers. Appreciate that. All right. So to wrap things up, we are going to take a quick look at the Q&A, and I am going to read out some questions, and hopefully Jeff knows the answers to them. Let me see here. Sorry, I made this big. So this is not a question, but this is a idea or suggestion. So Jeff, if you have any feedback for this, Austin said a great thing would be for there to be a way to upload a PDF from a search firm and have patent bots identify patent documents and fill out an IDS.
Yeah, so I think you can get pretty close to that
Pretty-
already. Like it's pretty easy to extract the text of a PDF, and especially if it's like in a table format, you could then just copy and paste the patent numbers into our IDS tool. Um, so we can consider doing that, but it's something that you can do pretty well already. But that's a really interesting idea for something to add as well.
So there's a question related to PatentPlex and the family trees. Does the tool allow for complicated family trees? An example, A is filed 2000, B filed 2001, claiming benefit of A. So this looks like it's a very complex
Yeah.
family tree. How does PatentPlex handle that?
Yeah, so I think we can handle almost any family you throw at us. We've tried it out with families of like 500 patents, crazy complicated families. So um, if there's ever a family that doesn't work for you, let us know and we can fix it. But yeah, no, we do crazy complicated trees, so we can handle just about anything you throw at us.
Great. So a question from Sebastian. It looks like all sections, spec drawing amendments, are added to the OA shell, regardless of the actual OA. Is there an enhancement coming to allow selectability or add these based on the office action, similar to how you are doing it with the arguments section?
Yeah, so the sections that you see, that comes directly from your own template.
Hmm.
So you upload the template that you have, and I think most law firms have a kind of a general template that includes sections for every possibility that might occur in an office action response. And I think we probably won't try to customize that. Because if there's a section that you don't need, like it literally takes a second or two just to delete that section. So I feel like that's probably the easiest way to handle it is just to manually delete the sections that you don't need. Um, but if you have any further feedback on that, we'd love to hear from you, Sebastian.
Okay, and how about P&A statements for IDS filling?
Is that patent term adjustment? I'm not sure.
Victorine, if you could expand on that.
So we don't do anything relating to patent term adjustment. I guess this is a short answer if that's what that's referring to. Um, yeah, but
I
if you
wonder if
want to
it's related
clarify
to
that, we can try to
calculating
answer better.
patent term adjustment statements.
Okay. Yeah, so we don't currently do anything relating to that. Um, I haven't really thought about it, honestly. But if you want to contact us after and give us more details of what you're looking for, we'd love to hear more about that. So if to see if it's something we might want to add to our products.
Great. And last question from Themi is, can you search for successful appeals by the examiner assigned to a case and then suggest an appeal template?
Yeah, so we don't currently do anything at all for appeals, and that's something that we should certainly consider. Um, yeah. So I'll try to answer in sort of related stuff as best I can. Um, so we can certainly search for other patents relating to your examiner. So that's easy to find.
Mhm.
And we can also examine those documents to get helpful information for you. And I was trying to mention this earlier in our roadmap for this coming year. Um, like for example, we can find successful arguments that other people made with your examiner, and then we can suggest, those arguments to you in your own office action response. So that's something that we're more likely to do soon. But when we do get to appeals, which I'm not sure that if that will be this year, then we could potentially do that for appeals as well. But that's going to be further down the roadmap, doing anything relating to appeals.
Okay, thank you. And it looks like we have a question from Julie. Will patent bots let you know when you're approaching the limit of cited references in IDSs before fees are due?
Um, we haven't done anything too specific there. Um, in our IDS tool, we do show you the references that have already been cited. So we have a tab there where we show you the already cited references. Just the caveat there is that USPTO data is really messy sometimes. And when the USPTO data is messy, we might not have a correct count of references that have already been cited. So I think that's something we can do, and I think that's a good idea. We should do it with the caveat that it's going to break sometimes because we don't have good data from the USPTO. And just to clarify on that, your SB08 forms, sometimes when we get the SB08 forms, it's very easy to see exactly what was in the form. And other times the data that we get is a mess and we don't really know what's in the SB08 form. So that's kind of why it is the way it is.
Great. All right. Well, that is all that we have for the Q&A. Thanks for answering and taking some of those, Jeff. And that is going to conclude our webinar today. We do appreciate everyone attending, spending some time with us to take a look at the 2025 favorite enhancements. We appreciate it. And as a reminder, the session was recorded and it will be available for review in just a couple of days. Thank you, everyone. If there's any questions or follow up and you need to get in touch with us, whether it's about the tools, if you have suggestions, feedback, we love hearing all of those. The best way to reach our team is via email. And the email address is support@patentbots.com. Thanks, everyone. Bye bye.